how that plays out as the day goes by. Kunal Bothra, what are you seeing?
I think it's no complaints market. You are heading at, you're headed above the 25,500 mark. Bank Nifty is perched at almost new highs or closer to lifetime high levels. Strong recovery across various sectors, FMCG, realty, so on and so forth. I think it's a no complaints market as such. Looking at the way the markets have gone through a decent recovery, I think what we should now be looking out for is this momentum to sustain for the indices. That I believe is the bigger positive which one should be eyeing. My sense is that after this kind of a strong up move over the last couple of days, you might say, in a sense, a bit of a pause, which may come by over the next couple of days, at least in terms of the index. But that pause should also be taken as a breakout, further breakout move for the index moving up higher. What we've also seen is that the move in the last 1 week or 10-15 days odd, I think has been more calibrated, and at every move up higher, we've increased the supports for the index. So we're discussing at 25,000 as a support. Now we should be looking at 25,000 to 5,300 as a strong support. So the fact that the index keeps on moving up higher in a step manner, I would probably expect that the trend will continue to move up higher on the upside. And 26,000 is now the next target for the index over the near term.
Okay, so that's your Nifty target. Kunal, what about Nifty Bank? A 600-point uptick is something that we're seeing on Nifty Bank. PSU banks in the first half of the trading session were deep under pressure, but that recovery we've seen overall also got that index once again into the green. Private PSU, what's your outlook when it comes to the overall banking space?
So see, those intraday tussle will keep on happening.
Yeah.
Someday PSU banks will outperform, the other days private sector banks will outperform. But then you have to look at this in a span of, say, a week or a fortnight or maybe a month. And I think when you look at this, it's been more systematic move within the banking names. It was initially the PSU banking stocks which moved up higher, and then the private sector banking stocks got its mojo back. You saw the likes of Axis and Kotak Bank to a larger extent leading the charge. And now you're seeing ICICI Bank and ICICI Bank seeing a follow-through up move. Even the mid-cap end of the private sector banking names, Federal Bank, the stock has done exceptionally well, almost like a 10% jump into such a kind of a low beta name. So I think all of that indicates very well. We are now almost 200 or 250 points off from the lifetime high levels for the Bank Nifty, which I believe should be broken in the next couple of days.
Okay, next couple of days. To where? What's the upside looking like in the next couple of days, Kunal? That's really the golden question, because we've seen a good rally and ye dil mange more, right? So, kitna more is really the question.
See, if you ask me from an optimistic point of view, I'll probably peg the targets at least 1,500 to 2,000 points higher for the Bank Nifty. So, which means we should be looking at 59,000 to even 60,000. Sekada change bolte hai. So 59,000 to 60,000 is a change of digit. I think that is what I will be probably eyeing the Bank Nifty for.
Wow. Okay. And what does that do to the Nifty?
So for the Nifty, an addition of 2,500 points on the Bank Nifty looks at 500 to 600 points on the Nifty.
So new all-time high.
1:3. Yeah.
New all-time high on the Nifty.
Closer to that. I think we should be closer to that. See, the mood of the market is already indicative that it's not anywhere a market which is more concerned about all the issues which has been going on.
Correct.
This is a market which is raring to go.
Correct.
Now, if there is maybe some sort of a positive news flow or no negative news flow, like the Friday effects which you've been seeing, then I think we should be good for maybe an all-time high for the Nifty.
Well, viewers. All-time high in sight, at least for Kunal. Okay, Kunal, let me stick with you. Kotak. Now, it's a very strong move from 1900 to 2200 in no time at all. If someone had missed the bus at 1950, we've reached 2200 in absolutely no time. What next, and what does this move signal in terms of Kotak Bank in particular? Do you expect a consolidation now for a while, or do you see some levels breached which leaves room on the upside very, very quickly for Kotak?
So I think for those guys who look at it this way, that the stock has moved up 200 to 50 points and maybe the best of the rally is out, I don't see it that way. I see it, that if this is a breakout move for Kotak Bank, then how further can the stock move up higher? I strongly believe so that it's a strong move. It's a consensus cohesive move for many of the private sector banking names which have come along, something which we've been missing to see in the last 1.5 years. And now when you see maybe a couple of weeks of this kind of a pattern, you don't expect that this could be a pattern which could last for maybe another few odd days or maybe another couple of weeks. I strongly sense that this could be a multi-week, multi-month pattern for many of the private sector banking names. That's why I believe Kotak Bank, even at current levels of 2,200 thereabouts, I think should be on traders or investors' radar. I would actually look at if the bank Nifty is making new high, it would require many of these large cap private sector banking stocks to at least come back to their previous lifetime high levels or maybe go beyond that. So I think even if that happens, we could be looking at least another 8 to 10% jump on a stock like Kotak Bank. So bullish on the stock.
Okay, bullish on the stock and 8 to 10% more upside for Kotak Bank. But on that note, we'll slip into a very short break and